Bro, this is how desperate Budweiser is. They had Walmart move their products right to the front entrance of Walmart. And look, and look, and look. Right by the cups, not a single package taken.
All right, everyone. So it's Friday night. I'm getting ready to go out. I'm feeling tired. But before I go out, I've got to pregame. And the only way I pregame is with an ice cold Bud Light. So good. Happy Friday.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So yet another Bud Light update. Things just get worse for this company. Things are not improving. And every week there are more embarrassing setbacks for the brand. They're now resorting to buying back unsold beer following the controversy. So things are not looking good. Bud Light has reportedly told wholesalers that it will buy back unsold cases of beer that are past their expiration dates, as sales of the Anheuser-Busch owned brand have lagged following its disastrous marketing partnership with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. Anheuser-Busch is looking to make amends with alienated consumers who were put off by the Mulvaney social media posts touting Bud Light, according to the Wall Street Journal. The company is planning to have Bud Light sponsor a veterans group for the first time ever, the Journal reported. The brand will also be promoted in commercials that will play heavily on themes such as football and country music, according to the Journal. So it's going to be a matter of nice try, but it's not going to work because clearly everything they've done so far hasn't worked. They haven't outright come out and said they made a mistake and they apologize. And what they are doing is just going to further alienate the LGBTQ side, who are now boycotting them too. So again, they have to come out and pick a side rather than make all of these subtle, references to appeal to a certain group. But yet, they're still not clear on where they stand. Mulvaney, 26, who amassed a following of millions on social media and tracked transitioning from a man to a woman during the COVID pandemic, posted a video to 2 million followers. So obviously it went viral after that and there was no coming back. And of course there was the commemorative can. The posts sparked outrage as well as calls for a boycott of the brand, which appeared to have resulted in depressed sales. The controversy and Anheuser-Busch's handling of the backlash appeared to have alienated a wide swath of its consumer base. And yes, it was their handling of the backlash initially that got people to double down on this boycott. And it's the sustained nature of this boycott that is causing the most damage. They thought it was going to blow over and, no big deal. But because the boycott has continued, we're on the second month now and there's no letting up. People are doubling down and even looking to their other brands within the Anheuser-Busch range of products to make sure that we're definitely making our thoughts known. And this report is saying that nobody imagined it would go on for this long. Bud Light sales continue to plummet over Mulvaney backlash. Sales of Bud Light continue to plummet, reflecting ongoing backlash to the brand's decision to hire transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney as a spokesperson. According to data cited by the beverage industry trade publication Beer Business Daily, sales volumes of Bud Light for the week ending May 13 sank 28.4%, extending a downward trend from the 27.7% decline seen the week before. At the time of profound cultural and political division in the US, light beer drinkers simply don't want to be drawn into another debate about values, said Beer Business Daily editor and publisher Harry Schumacher. Most people don't care about this issue and don't want to get roped into a conversation, Schumacher said. Therefore, they're not going to buy the beer. Well, really, it was because they offended people. People do care strongly about it, and that's why it was so polarizing.
Here we are talking about it in its second month.
Yeah.
This is a nightmare from hell for the brand.
And the sales some brands in Anheuser-Busch have had declines get lesser, but Bud Light's still down big.
This is worse than New Coke, Old Coke, and it's becoming its own story for the ages. I'll be teaching this one at Harvard. There's no question about it. Because you have to ask yourself, in crisis management, what do you do? Because if you go to the other side and try and balance the gender narrative, you're going to get a whole new onslaught of people that don't like that.
And there have been bars that have banned all Anheuser-Busch products because Bud Light tried to distance itself from Dylan Mulvaney and what happened.
So the lesson learned, and what everybody should think about in every consumer product category, when you take polarized positions on any narrative, you are going to alienate 50% of your consumer 100% of the time. So if you're willing to do something very controversial because you think it's going to go viral in a positive way, you need to analyze the downside in a negative way as well. In consumer goods and services, Republicans drink beer, Democrats drink beer. Some believe in the gender neutrality, some don't, but they all consume your product. So if you know that with certainty and you have billions of dollars of capitalization at stake, why would you go down that road in the first place?
Given the wide array of choices available to beer drinkers, it's easy to switch brands, he said. A spokesperson for Anheuser-Busch InBev, Bud Light's parent company, did not respond to a request for comment. And that's where the problem lies. They're not addressing directly what they did, the mistake they made. So let's finish off with how their sales are doing with their other brands. So sales of Anheuser-Busch brands also continue to drop, albeit at a slower rate than the week before. Those included Budweiser, down 9.7%, versus an 11.4% drop a week earlier. Michelob Ultra, down 2.9% versus 4.3%. And Natural Light, down 2.5% versus 5.2% the previous week. Meanwhile, rival beer brands competing against Bud Light, the number one beer in the US, generating revenue of $4.8 billion last year, are grabbing market share at a faster clip. Sales of Pabst Blue Ribbon were down 21.6% in the week of May 6, slightly up from the 18.9% spike the previous week. And Miller High Life gained 10.4% in sales compared to an 8.3% bump over the same time period the previous week, according to Bump Williams and Nielsen IQ data. So their competitors are seeing the benefits of this boycott, and those are some other brands that you could switch to. So this is what has happened. They've forced people into a conversation they didn't want to be forced into when it came to beer. Obviously, people drink beer regardless of their political beliefs. But when you choose to get involved in an issue that is very highly charged, that people feel very strongly about on both sides, then you've alienated 50% of that customer base because you've inserted yourself. And I can't understand why they never thought of that, why they didn't consider the cost of that when they decided to sponsor Dylan Mulvaney. The longer Anheuser-Busch take to issue an apology, the more likely it is that if they do finally issue one, it's going to be ineffective. I get people on my videos all the time say that it doesn't matter, it's too late. If they apologize, I'm still not buying the beer. They've shown their true colors, they've shown what they're all about. But the longer it takes for them to just pick a side, issue an apology, if you want to appeal to conservatives, the more likely that apology is going to be ineffective and will not make a difference, and this brand will never recover. I do believe that at the very last resort, they will issue an apology. If it gets to the point where they've got nothing else to lose, it's either issue an apology at the last ditch attempt to save this brand, or let it go under, then I do think they will issue an apology. But by then, it will be too late. So now is the time, Bud Light. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, and God willing, I will see you in the next video.